and burritos,
It's a
rice bowls,
restaurant?
$5 combos.
See, I don't know if I want to walk.
Go. The difference in proton dissociation behavior in strong and weak acids is that strong acids completely ionize in solution and weak acids only partially ionize in solution. Hydrochloric acid, a strong acid, completely ionizes in solution. It ionizes into H-positive cations and Cl-negative anions. At equilibrium, the concentration of H plus cations is equal to the concentration of whole hydrochloric acid molecules. Acetic acid is a weak acid that partially ionizes in solution. It ionizes into H plus cations and acetate negative anions. However, at equilibrium, the concentration of H plus cations is less than the concentration of the whole acetic acid molecules. Because of this difference in ionization and thus concentrations of cations, weak acids have a much smaller equilibrium constant than strong acids. Buffers are solutions that resist changes in pH. They are able to resist this pH change because they contain both conjugate acids and conjugate bases in significant amounts at equilibrium. Thus, they are able to neutralize small amounts of other acids and bases that are added to solution. Before we begin our experiment, we must prepare our pH meter for use. The first step in preparation of the pH meter is to simply rinse off the pH meter with water.
Next, we place the meter in the pH 7 buffer to calibrate it.
We will rinse it again after calibrating with the pH 7 so that we can calibrate it with a pH 4 buffer as well. Then, in the final step of preparation of our pH meter, we will calibrate it in the pH 4 buffer.
As you can see, we have put the pH sensor back into the pH 7 buffer to see if the pH is calibrated correctly. Here we see that the calibration is successful.
Now, we will test the pH of a series of unknown solutions using the pH meter. The first solution that we are testing is a solution of orange juice. We will look at the value on the meter to determine what the pH is of our unknown substance.
After, we will record this value in our notebook.
We will repeat this process for all of the unknown solutions.
After determining each pH value, we will record this in our notebook, in our data table. At the conclusion of our experiment, we will have a finished data table of all of the pH values of our different solutions. With our experiment finished, it is time to clean and store the pH meter.
In order to clean the pH meter, we are thoroughly rinsing with water.
Once you're done washing it, place it back in the storage solution and screw on the cap.
Now that we're done with our experiment, it's time to relax. Alright, sweet.